What's up YouTube, this is MrKingLiam here, and today you join me for another one of my deck profiles, and today we're going to be covering the 6 Samurai archetype, or should I say, the updated 6 Samurai archetype, the secret 6 Samurais. Now, I believe it was 2 weeks ago I opened the box of the new Spirit Warriors set, and I've been doing some testing around with the 6 Samurais, and I think I've come up with a fairly fun deck profile to use. Also, just before I get into the video, if my voice still sounds slightly croaky here and there, it's because I'm just finally recovering from that cold, which I mentioned back in the Spirit Warriors video. Yeah, I know, sadly, it's a long cold. But nevertheless, I wanted to bring you the update before the end of the year, so here we go. So first off, we're running 3 6 Shadow 6 Samurai Kizaru. Sorry, well, on here it has the Japanese pronunciation, but it's actually Secret 6 Samurai, just for the record. Yeah, Kizaru is definitely one of the main ones you'll be wanting to run in this new update, because thanks to a combo you can get into earlier on. It allows you to search a 6 Samurai monster with a different attribute from every monster you control. Oh, sorry. Well, basically when I use it, it allows me to search out 6 Samurai. Next up we have Legendary 6 Samurai Kizan. Pretty much virtually the best 6 Samurai in the deck. Like, it allows you to get a special summon out very quickly, so obviously if you bring out Nishi or Kizaru, you can just instant summon Kizan. Also helps with synchros as well. Then we have one Legendary 6 Samurai Inishi. This card with the new Secret 6 Samurais is a lot better. Is actually a lot better than what it was because of the whole banishment engine. So once per turn during other player's turn, you can banish 2 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard to target one face-up monster you're on the field. Return that target to the hand. You must control a face-up 6 Samurai monster with a different name to activate to resolve this effect. That's the only downside, although most of the time it isn't actually too difficult to have a different 6 Samurai. So yes, obviously with the new banishment engine, this card definitely is a lot more useful than it once was. It allows you to get rid of problematic cards, and it allows you to go for some other 6 Samurais later in the game. Then we have Secret 6 Samurai Hatsumi, another one of the good 6 Samurai support. So this one you can banish 2 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard and will face up on the field, then target 1 6 Samurai monster in your graveyard, except Secret 6 Samurai Hatsume, and special summon it. I've used this a couple of times to bring back, it's actually a good way to bring back Xian if it ever goes in the graveyard. So, and it doesn't have to abide to the link zone, which is also another benefit. So this card is a good way to get Xian back if it ever gets destroyed. It's also a good way to get Kizaru back to the field and activate its effect. Then we have 2 Elders of the 6 Samurai. Doesn't really need too much explaining. It's a Cyber Dragon for the 6 Samurais. Legendary 6 Samurai Kigeki. Still running 3 of these. This is also one of the key cards in the deck. So when it's normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower 6 Samurai monster from your hand. So obviously you could go for the Kigeki combo. You could go for Fuma. You could even go for Kizaru and then bring out a Kizan afterwards if you go on your hand. So that could be a rank 4, and it could be a free search. Then we have 2 6 Samurai Gemba. I was testing out multiple of these at one point, and then I went down to 1. I think 2 is the right amount. So when it's normal summoned, you can target one of your banished 6 Samurai monsters, add that to your hand. So obviously that plays into Hatsume and also Inishi. So it allows you to get back some cards later on in the game. The reason I'm not running this at 3 is because most of the time it's a little bit slow to run 3, and it can be a dead draw. 2 I found to be about the right amount because it gave me options if needed. Excuse me. I said I was still suffering from a little bit of a cold. Oh well. And it is a tuner, so it allows me to go into some options with Kigeki as well, if needed. Then we're running 1 Max C, pretty much, well, it's a staple really. Then we're running 2 Kagemusha, the 6 Samurai. I think I accidentally called this Kigeki a minute ago, my mistake. I was running this for free, but now we've got more tuners. There isn't actually as much as a need to play Kagemusha at free. So yeah, basically the standard play, most 6 Samurai players will know this. Kigeki, activates effect, Kagemusha, Shien. Pretty much so simple. So that's one of the main combos of the deck. And finally, we have Shadow 6 Samurai, well, Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but the spelling at the top of Fuma has actually got a H as well, which is a bit odd. Oh, unless it is actually spelled like that. I don't know. So this card I'm running it too. It allows me to create. It can also come in handy. Another way to get out Xian by using by summoning that and then bring out Kizan with its effect. So this card, if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 6 Samurai monster from your deck. It's a Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. So it's another way to bring out Kizaru if needed, or another one, or maybe even another tuner. So you can go for different options. If exactly 1 6 Samurai monster you control and no other cards will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So this is another good reason why to run multiple of these. It's because later on in the game this can act as a protection card for some of these 6 Samurais, especially if you want to protect your Xian from some problematic cards. And it has saved me quite a few times. So there is the 6 Samurai monsters. Now for the spells, running 1 reinforcements of the army, obviously because there's a lot of warriors involved. 3 Xian smoke signal. There is a lot more targets now available, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe, yeah, we got 5 targets now, so there's no harm running it free. Cell charge, just to go for some more quick plays. Upstart Golem, bit of a draw engine. 2 Asceticism of the 6 Samurai. I was running this at free, but most of the time it just ended up being a dead draw. So I think 2 is the right amount. 1 Twin Twisters just to get rid of problematic cards on the opponent's side. Then we have 2 Secret Skills of the 6 Samurai. Now this card can be quite a good card later on in the game. So you send 1 monster you control to the graveyard and target 1 of your banished 6 Samurai monsters, special summon it. You can only activate 1 Secret Skills of the 6 Samurai per turn. So I have to admit I haven't tested it on Xian, so I'm not sure if that works. But I have tested it most of the time on Kizaru, so it activates its effect. So Kizaru, I believe, go into Kizan, then Kizan you can activate its effect, and then go for a rank 4 or Link. So that's what I did most of the time. Then we have 1 Gateway of the 6. Glad this finally came off the ban list. It is definitely the key card of the deck. It allows you to get a lot of your plays going, and yeah, I can understand why it's at 1. A lot of players are saying maybe it should go higher, maybe it should go 2 or 3. But as a person that's played this deck, Gateway the 6 is definitely a very powerful card, so I can understand why it's at 1. And so we just run different options, such as running 3 Xian's Dojo. Each time a 6 Samurai monster is normal special summon, place 1 Bushido, I think that's how you pronounce it, counter on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 1 6 Samurai or Xian effect monster from your main deck whose level is less than or equal to the amount of Bushido counters. So obviously if you get to 4, you can go for any card. And then we have the main draw engine, 6 Samurai United. So each time a 6 Samurai monster is normal special summon, just like Bushido. Place 1 Bushido counter on this card, maximum 2. You can send this card to the graveyard, draw 1 card for each Bushido counter on this card. So if you fill these up, you can have up to 6 cards drawn with these cards. Then we get to the traps. 2 double-edged sword techniques. This is probably more of a late game card, I'd say overall. So it allows you to like go for a Link summon or a rank or a Exceed summon, or even a Synchro as well, I believe. Then we have 1 Compulse, 1 Solemn Strike, 1. Oh, I make a good go at this. Mugasa. hang on. Magatama. Magatama I can pronounce, but the first word I have trouble. So yeah, running one of these, and finally running one Solomon Warning. So that's the main deck. Now for the extra deck, fairly simple really. Running one Scrap Dragon, one Starter Spark Dragon, one Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, one Naturally Barkion, two Legendary 6 Samurai Shien, because this is probably what you're going to be going for most of the time, and also a Naturally Beast. I'm not going to lie, there has been scenarios where I have actually thought about switching out the Naturally Beast with a Catastor instead, but this also helps when you need to get rid of a spell card as well, so it's a personal taste. Either you want to get rid of monsters with Catastor, or you want to get rid of problematic spells with Naturally Beast. Also, can actually send some 6 Samurais to the graveyard as well. Then we got the rank monsters. Pretty much my favourite rank monster, I'd say these days. Dark Ruben and Exceed Dragon. I pretty much run it in everything. Now that Dagester Emerald is dead, well, not dead, but banned. I hope that comes back someday. Then Gravekeep, then Gem Knights will be a lot better. Then we have Shadow of the 6 Samurai Shien, Maestro, just in case of a defensive option. And then we've got MX Saber Invoker, Wind Up Zen Mains as our 2 rank 3s. And for our links, we're running Firewall Dragon and a Decode Talker. So there is my 6 Samurai deck profile for December of 2017. Knowing me, there is probably a ban list around the corner, but apart from maybe 1 or 2 of the secret 6 Samurais, I can't see this is just a personal thing, I can't see the deck really being hit too hard, especially since they just brought out most of this stuff and Gateway's just come back. So I don't know, I can't see anything getting hit. Maybe reinforcements of the army or Cell Charge, but apart from that, oh sorry, Solemn Strike. I have to admit, I'm surprised that it isn't limited to 1 yet, because that is so often used. Just like Solemn Warning, which is a 1, and Solemn Judgment, which is actually banned. So I'm surprised Solemn Strike is still a 3, but I think it will get limited at some point in the future. Oh, actually, there was one other card I was testing out, I have to admit, in this deck. And I think you can guess what card it is, because I'm looking for it now. Okay, it isn't here, but I was actually testing out the Noble Knights. There it is. I was actually testing out this card, the Noble Knight Link Monster. It was okay as a searcher. Like when you bring it out, it allows you to search for warriors. So that was useful, but apart from that, yeah, wasn't too great in this deck, sadly. But yeah, overall, I'd say this is a good deck to use. Well, this is a fun deck to use. So, if you enjoyed this deck profile and want to see what one of these cards I actually got out of my box, then I will leave the link at the end of the video, at the end credits. And if you enjoyed this deck profile, then please make sure to check out my other deck profiles, and also subscribe to the channel to know when my newest deck profiles will be coming out. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and for now, this is MrKingLiam, signing out.